One farmer says, seems to me there was a tea party in Boston that was illegal too.
I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold.
We shall seek to establish and maintain a dollar which will not change its purchasing and debt-paying power during the succeeding generation.
As anguished shrieks rose up from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange.
Government credit and government currency are really one and the same thing. A reserve of gold and a small reserve of silver.
So, and I said, well, what if it does happen? And he says, well, price will solve everything. I said, thanks, give me the gold. You know?
Why do central banks hold it? Well, it's a form of reserves. So why don't they hold diamonds? Well, it's tradition, long-term tradition.
Well, some people still think it's money.
Yes, welcome back, my friends, my fellow citizens, to the Junius Maltby Channel. It is a pleasure to see each and every one of you, as the accounting and mathematics forms a new reality, a new landscape. Your fiat dollars have burned. They're dying. You have been robbed by the elites, and now, for some, it might just be too late to get off the train. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, live. It's the extemporaneous ramblings of a madman, broadcasting live and unscripted here on the Junius Maltby Channel. Glad to have all of you familiar faces here tonight. It's another historic night, another historic day we've been through, another historic trading day. A day many didn't think was possible, didn't think would ever arrive. Skeptics, bears, and many out there, even stackers in the stacking community, they didn't believe, they doubted. Yes, Adam White, it is Bain. Bain is here today with us. They didn't think it was going to happen. They didn't think that you would ever see $100 silver. $100 for what was once less than $1 itself. It's pretty fascinating, really. And think about a $100 bill so many years ago was essentially 5 ounces of gold, right? 5 $20 gold pieces. Just consider that for a moment. It's quite staggering. It truly is to see these prices, especially in the time frame we have seen these prices come about. Now, there's so many different opinions out there. What's causing this? Is it the geopolitical landscape? Is it this? I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to go off on the Greenland thing. It's so stupid. Oh my God. The whole thing, that from every perspective, it's just, I don't care, man. It's so retarded. That's not the reason. I remember, told you for many, many years now, this is just a symptom of a much bigger issue and a much sicker patient. And the prices of metals are merely a data point, merely a simple vital sign of a much bigger picture of what's systemically going wrong, which is many things, yes. Purely economic and accounting and mathematics. I think this is reality rearing its ugly head. We knew that it was the most suppressed and undervalued and the least reactive of the vital commodity groups. It was the one asset that was just not, it was unnaturally not moving as others were. And there was a reason for that. There was a reason. And I think the reasons for it will become more visible, more relevant, more clear, more obvious as time goes on and illusions disappear, as curtains and veils are lifted, as the smoke clears from all of the smoke in the mirrors. We'll know. We'll have an idea. We'll have a much better idea than we did back in 2013 or 2016, 2012, 2015. And all the years we've been here talking of these things, I think it will become very clear the history that's unfolding. And that's what separates you from many others out there that are sound money advocates, precious metals enthusiasts, the quote stacker community, which is a phrase that it's the one I like the least. I truly do. I gotta be honest. I don't even like the word stacking. I think it's become overused and abused and almost unidentifiable as to really what pertains to be that described as that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not into it. I think that a lot of people that bought precious metals did so for very different reasons, different motivations, different makeup, if you will. And I think the group here, a lot of you, myself included, view precious metals and their role and their historical significance much differently than some do. And I think anyone who's held this long, however, is probably has somewhat of an idea and a grasp. They have to be at least familiar with it. But as we get going into this video, I've got some things pulled up today to talk about, some questions, some articles. Obviously the title. Is it the beginning of the end? We're going to talk about that, what that means. The beginning of what? The end of what? It is both. Yes, it is. It's both, beginning and the end. It's the beginning of the end, or the beginning or the end of the beginning, or the beginning of an end. Oh, it could be many things. Thank you, Rolf Steiner, epic good friend of the channel. Truly, a name etched in infamy here. Rolf says, yeah, but America is different. God blesses America, and it's exceptional. And they have truth, justice, and the Keynesian reserve currency on their side. Rolf, we could go off on just your comment for an hour. Oh, yes, American exceptionalism. It's like as if we're set apart. We're kind of like the chosen people, like prosperity was promised to us 3,000 years ago. Nothing bad can ever happen to America. We're immune to all of these things. Oh, Keynesian, that homo of an economist of which we base so much of our system.
Is that what Uncle Vern follows?
Uncle Vern. No, Vern. Yeah. I'll tell you, man. I'm Vern. Yeah, I sold my kidney. I didn't buy silver with the money. I sold my kidney for money, and I sold that money to Israel. Gave it to them. They needed it. They need that money to survive fighting them Palestinians. I sold my kidney and donated the money to Israel. That's the mindset, absolutely. And then G-Dub, thank you, my friend. Again, your support as well to this channel. Always being there. He goes, I tell absolutely everyone about silver, and so got a few messages today after it went triple digits asking me if I was going to sell now. They just don't understand. Well, yeah, you got to take profits, right? I love that saying. You got to take profits, man. Take profits.
What's your ROI?
What's your ROI? You got to reach for that low-hanging fruit. You got to just pluck it. You got to turn it, do this with it, do that with it. You ask those guys that are giving you suddenly this newfound wisdom and advice, like how much silver did they buy? Obviously, as a wise sage, as a wizard of Wall Street, as such a soothsayer such as them, you would think that they would have a position in silver. So what's their plan? You should refer to them. Well, obviously they know so much. What's their plan? How much? And when you ask them how much or when they're going to sell, they would then have to forfeit and say that, well, they didn't have any silver. They didn't buy any. They don't have any. So then what are you telling me? What are you giving me advice for? You didn't. What do you mean we, man? You didn't even get here. What are you doing taking up my space? Go get me a coffee. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of coffee and coffee mugs, Mrs. Maltby has the link there. I put it, it's pinned at the top if you want to see some of the Junius Maltby Channel merch. Thank you all for the ideas, the requests, those of you who actually went in there last video and acquired some channel merch. Yeah, I guess the channel had to have merch. We've done it over the years. Mrs. Maltby made some updates. We've been banned a few times. A lot of her merch gets canceled. I don't know why, but it gets pulled from stores and she gets kicked out of places like Teespring and can't start an account again. I don't know if it's because people report the images or what the reason is, but there is some stuff available, so get it while it's not censored, or at least until while it's available anyways. It's there, and she said she's going to be doing. I don't even know what it is. Believe me, I don't know what it is. But she said she's working on something else, and it'll be available soon. Apparently this weekend. So that's that information.
Oh, you should tell them about the prank calls.
And Quingus says for the Mrs. Maltby Recovery Fund, and also for a moment of silence for the crypto bros who think they know what money is. We're gonna see. I've got a piece pulled up for you on that, Quingus.
I appreciate that. I just met with neurosurgery, so we should be...
Yeah, she's met with a really good neurologist recently, and we've got some things that we have to move towards, and a piece of a device we have to acquire for the home, which is going to help stretch her neck and do some things. So she's got some appointments, some interventions we might be exploring, things like that. So appreciate for the Mrs. Maltby Recovery Fund, the ever-going Mrs. Maltby Recovery Fund. How we love her. As broken as she is. As broken as she is. Yes, my friends, there is also, speaking of Mrs. Maltby, so we've been getting, like everyone out there, plagued by these prank phone calls from like India or wherever they're emanating from. These calls that seemingly take advantage of elderly people, it sounds like. We did some research onto the company that does them the most. And speaking of them, Mrs. Maltby actually saved, because I didn't plan on it, I just did it for fun, and she would record me messing with these scammers that are looking to give people loans and get their identity and steal it and do all that stuff and just take advantage of the elderly and the weak and your low forehead, low IQ individuals, if they're out there. You got to feel sorry for them. So anyways, I messed with them in different voices at different times, and today they blocked me. So I got them 3 times today with pranks, and now they don't call me so much, I don't think, anymore. So that's good. That's one way to get rid of them. All right, yes, silver. Let's talk about it. Let's get back into what was that? The whole thing about that is they're going to be available to members only. Mrs. Maltby was signaling like, yeah, where are they though? Oh, that's right. They are in the members only portion of the channel, which is sometimes they get posted on the channel wall in the posts, like that live feed that I'm always posting you news clips from and quotes and things. It will be in there. So channel members, if you are a channel member, you have access to those. The other videos, the ones that are hidden away, and those of you who have recently gotten your free channel memberships because a good member of the chat recruited you and happened to buy one for you. Remember, you now have access to all that stuff as well, so take advantage of it while you can.
I don't know how they will pop up, but they will be members-only videos, but they're just hilarious prank calls that I've been recording. He didn't even know I was recording them, and I thought they were just too good to not share with the channel members. So probably tonight or tomorrow.
You can thank Mrs. Maltby. It was her idea. She was recording me messing with people, and then thought she'd give it to, and she's like, well, I'm gonna share these.
I was banned too by them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back to the news. It's been, and again, this is just one of the many symptoms as we take a look here at silver's price. I know you want to see it. You want it on the screen. 103. There it is. 103.30. It ran up 7.45% today. It's a pretty big move. $7.17. If I'm not mistaken, because we experienced recently a $10 day that we looked up, and that was a historical day. The largest single dollar move and value move for silver in ever in history of U.S. dollar pricing. So I'm going to take it that this $7 move today, unless there's been a different one, and correct me if I'm wrong if you want to research it, this is probably number 2, second place as far as largest day in gains. So it didn't just kiss 100. It blasted right through it. And then kept moving, 101, 102, 103, 103.30. So this is this is a historic day. Anyone who's saying it's not really doesn't get what's going on. They probably don't have any silver. They hate it at this point because of it. You're going to start experiencing that. You're going to see people that quickly become extreme haters and bitter haters of silver for the mere reason that they just missed it. And that they're going to be completely blinded. Their anger is going to blind them, and they're just going to lose control. They're going to say things that are really stupid, don't make any sense, and the only motivation that they're saying it is to just spew animosity and anger and vitriol towards silver, this inanimate rock, this barbaric relic, this throwback, this useless metallic thing, this element. Rolf, thanks for the super chat. He goes, you told people to pile into silver at $20 and $30, and they thought that you were a charlatan and a bearer of false prophecy. Don't you like Hershey bars? Yeah, but take the Hershey bar. If someone's offering you a 10-ounce bar of silver, a Hershey bar, you want to be the person on the street that takes the Hershey bar. You don't have use for silver. Who needs silver, man? I mean, who needs a 10-ounce bar of silver? Great video. Classic. Just shows you how absolutely stupid people are. And half of them are dumber than that.
But it was tarnished, Junius.
It was tarnished.
It was tarnished.
They could have taken it to the coin shop and had it evaluated to see if it was authentic. Seeing what silver prices were. Again, not many people stack metals. Not many care to. And a lot of people still don't know. I'm not even kidding you. I talk to people every day, even right now. At this point, it's like a sociological experiment. It's fun. It's a test. And I ask people, quickly, just in roundabout ways. Believe me, I find a way, a very sideways way of getting the topic to come to discussion somehow. Just depends on the individual and the context and what we were already discussing or whatever and how well I know them. But it's amazing how many people have no idea. I mean, there's people walking around today. They don't know. They might tell you it's $1, $2. They might ask you if it's $5, $10, $20 an ounce. Most people are so disconnected. And the thing is, it's not in the news. You would think it would be, right? This is the second most historic day in silver price gains, I believe, following by just a couple weeks after it did the most powerful run it's ever done. And it's been continuously cranking out these powerful moves that are unprecedented in its history. And really, there's no real discussion of it. I mean, truly there isn't. I mean, come on now. Can you see those whales on The View discussing the price of silver and what it means? What it actually means? What it might mean? No, I mean, most people just don't get it. They don't care. They don't care too. Even those in the hobbyist community, those that just collect things for their imagery. They collect coins like someone collects baseball cards, Pokemon cards, Star Wars, vintage Star Wars characters. It's just a hobby. To some people, it's literally just a hobby, a thing they collect. It's an autistic endeavor, if you will. And that's fine too. But I mean, they just happen to be lucky that their autism steered them towards collecting something that has incredible intrinsic historic value. That's a store of value itself, an anchor of wealth. Paul 901, thanks for the super chat. He goes, today was vindication day for me. My one son did not like me getting silver as gifts over the years. I reminded him of his myopic view today. Yeah, a gentle reminder, there's nothing wrong with that. Reminding them. That's good. That's good. Now, is this the beginning of a much bigger move for silver? Is it? Some say it is. I've seen articles talking about that. Is it truly only the beginning? Is it ever? I mean, I believe historically when gold passed through the $100, I mean, look at this chart here. When gold passed through the $100 point, and I haven't looked this up again. I don't know I should. But I don't believe when gold ever passed through the $100 mark that it ever returned below it again. You can correct me if I'm wrong. In the chat, feel free to. That would be nice. I would be happily corrected there. But I believe here's a chart of silver going back. I don't exactly know. Let's see. Is this this is silver on the 5-year chart. I mean, it's hockey stick. This is Weimar-like. I mean, this looks like a Weimar chart, right? That's the 5-year chart of silver per kilogram, by the way. I don't think I can change the price on that one. But it doesn't matter. That's the price of silver. It doesn't matter what the axis over here says. That's its price movement over 5 years. 170% up in 2025. It's up 34.5% this year so far. It was up 21.7% the year before that. 2023, a small dip, 1.2. A lot of green years above that. Very small red years. Overall averaging about 14% in that per year, year over year. Doing pretty good. Looks good to me. Looks good to you guys. But again, a lot of people missed this, didn't see it coming, didn't think these charts were possible, didn't think we'd ever see 103. Again, people took positions on that. Banks took bets on that positions. That was the popular opinion. That was the most common assessment. That literally was what most people believed, the majority. And I would say the overwhelming majority, I would say that roughly 99%. If you're here now, if you're one of those that didn't, you're in a very small select group of people that identified this and to confidently put your money where your mouth was and to spend your fiat, to find someone that was willing to buy your fiat. That's how you have to look at it. You didn't buy metal. You found a party. You found a party of someone who was willing to buy your paper with their metal. That is what I want you to think in your mind. That is what you should consider. The reality is, you did not buy silver. They, with the silver, bought your paper. And it was probably not the best move on some of their parts there. If you think about it. Because it is a transaction in that way. And one day, as I've told you and warned, and this is where I draw the line ideologically. When you come to this realization, and I don't know if any of the other channels say this, I've been known for it. I've been quoted as saying this many times over the years. So you can quote me on this. There will come a time where no amount of fiat will acquire any amount of metal, because the people with metal will no longer wish to buy fiat with it, because the fiat will be that worth less. That's the reality that is eventually going to arise, just as this reality here. We are merely on a mile marker towards that end, a stepping stone on that way. This is one step in that direction. And there's a lot of more historical points, dollar amounts, and I don't know what they're going to be or when they're going to show up. I'm not going to give you an exact timeline. I don't know. But I know the direction it's going, and that's why we're here, you and I. For all we knew, these numbers we see currently, this 103.26, for all we knew, this was still 5 years out. We knew it would eventually come. That's the point. You were long. It was that long. It was the big long. We were betting on this big long, and that was with precious metals, was a big long position for us. Unknown Soldier 4156. Thank you for the super chat. He goes, even if it dips below, remember what happened when it dropped from mid-20s to the 14s. Most sellers stop selling. It'll happen again. Exactly. Even dips. People, and that's the thing. Again, I will have you and urge you to pay attention to this. Let me just send one more shout out. Thank you. The chat's going by so quick, I can't even keep up with you guys. Rolf says, why didn't you diversify into monkey NFTs a few years ago? What made you suspicious of such a solid diversification? Did you study history or something? And yes, Rolf is alluding to the NFT craze that went by. I posted one on the community wall the other day. If you guys remember it, I posted a picture of the NFTs. And a guy spent like $69 million on one. It's worth like $19,000 today or something. He lost everything.
I forgot about this.
Yeah, the retard craze. So people spent millions on them. If you do the numbers, and if you realize if those people that were buying those NFTs, again, I'm talking about a very arrogant, prideful group of people that thought they were on the cutting edge of economics and wealth. And these NFT guys, these NFT bros, they've been disemboweled. Okay, their entrails are now dragging on the economic landscape. They have been fallen upon the wire. They've been cut down with the buzzsaw. They've gotten hit by every mortar. They are limbless, legless, unidentified freaks dragging themselves with whatever appendages are left on their torso across this landscape, this economic battlefield.
All quiet on the NFT front.
It's all quiet on the NFT front, to quote Mrs. Maltby. That was great. That was brilliant. These guys got destroyed, absolutely destroyed. The casualties of their own doing. And if you look at the wall of the Junius Maltby Channel here, if you go into the actual channel page and hit the posts, you can scroll down and see where a guy was just eviscerated, disemboweled, killed on the economic landscape, buying an NFT. And you wonder what would happen if that guy put that $69 million into silver 5 years ago and just kept it. Like, here's $69 million instead of buying this little computer picture and the rights to it. I'm going to buy $69 million. The guy would be like Crassus of Rome today. He would have legions. He'd be pretty wealthy. All right, he'd have villas, estates, probably some slaves that were very happy to work for him and clean his house and do whatever's necessary. He'd be an emperor, a senator of Rome, a king, a lord. All parts of history would make him one of the highest. I mean, the fact that he would have had $69 million to begin with, but it's $69 million in fiat. So really, is that anything? He's paper. Ned Flanders, JM the Legend, thanks for the super chat, Flanders. And what's I got? Unknown Soldier. Read that. Yeah, we addressed that one. That's a good one. Thank you, my friend, for the support there. All of you. Always. Even the channel members.
I have to call out a channel member here.
Who's that?
Platinum Gnome 3887 said, "My wife took in a stray kitten today before the snowstorm. She's an angel."
Oh, that's good. That's very good.
That's very Ancat oriented. We appreciate that.
And checking in over at KICKBACK. I mean, every chart you look at, I know, vindication, validation. We use those words a lot. All of you have been throwing them around. You guys are doing very well, very well. The charts are showing up, but let's check this out. What might be going on in other areas? I mean, I'm going to show you a couple of things that we've talked about, things that are all part of this fabric. So much of this story is found in other parts of the internet, other parts of the news cycle and history. We've been looking at them over the years. We've talked about things like de-dollarization, the world losing faith in the U.S. dollar, which I think is a big part of this. People just basically selling treasuries, getting out of the dollar, de-dollarizing. We've been reading about that. I've got videos titled that. We've talked about it. We've cited articles and papers and editorial pieces written by others. There's no reason or way we can resurrect all of that now. It's in the past. It's on the channel. And you can go into the archives, find it, look it up, read them, watch them. There's links sometimes included. But here we have this is Sell America. U.S. dollar treasury prices tumble and gold spikes as globe flees U.S. assets. Now, this is from January 20th. This is 3 days ago. The Sell America trade is in full swing. I'm not even going to read the headline. I don't even care about the Greenland thing. The global investors shift exposed away from U.S.-centric investments. Dollar index heading for its biggest decline since April. Since April, U.S. bond prices tumbled, sending yields spiking. There's your dollar index right there. I mean, it doesn't look too good. I mean, it just doesn't. That's a 1 year dollar index. This is it's not doing well. Not doing well. Not good. I mean, the dollar index. I like looking at it, but again, I know where it's going ultimately. The number doesn't mean anything to me, and the chart doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. Because they're never going to bring it all the way. They're not going to bring it back. Come on now. Don't fool yourself. You've looked at the debt. We know all the numbers. We've seen them all. We've talked about it at length. I've even done the visuals from Demonocracy and the Visual Capitalist. We've looked at it so many times. We know how this ends. The number doesn't mean anything. The numbers don't mean anything to me. The dollar, we know where its ultimate resting place lies. We know that all fiat always dies. Again, we've done stories on that. Now, that's part of this situation. Something I wanted to also share is this right here, this news piece. And again, this is nothing new, this type of behavior. This isn't like breaking news, but this is a news story that multiple German politicians are now pressuring Germany to bring back more than $100 billion in gold from the U.S. because trust in Washington is falling. Now, a few years ago actually, this is 2010s, was it 2016? I don't remember. I did videos on repatriation of metals, and there was a lot of articles back then, a lot of news stories we covered about gold finding its way back to countries, people wanting it back, France wanting it back, Germany wanting theirs back, England moving gold. I mean, all these countries trying to move gold around, right? Different things were happening. England was selling it, Canada was selling it, and but a lot of countries wanted their gold back and were repatriating it. And so this, apparently Germany still has gold. This was a shock to me in the United States. That I didn't know. I thought they got it all back in the 2010s. Rolf, thanks for that super chat there. I just saw it. Because does the jukebox in the TD Bullion Bank Bros office have 1984 hit Jump? Jump by Van Halen on the playlist? You got to roll with the punches to get to what's real. And Rolf's referring to those TDS security guys that took that second short position on silver this year from 78 down to 42 and exited at a loss of over 606,000. Again, these are the best of the best. These are the big boys, the Wall Street guys. These are people paid to handle other people's money. These are the pros. They went to schools like Harvard. They're experts. They're pros. These are the cokeheads of Wall Street. You did better than they did, all of you. Every single one of you outperformed them. Now check this piece out. I know you guys want to hear it, so I'll play it. This is Robert Kiyosaki. Apparently, I didn't know this. This is new if it's true. Again, this is making the circulate around the internets. Let me get it centered so you guys can actually see it. There it goes. Let me get the volume for you. And just take a listen to his words, I guess.
What they do is going to sink this whole economy. So that's why for years I've saved silver and gold, but now I'm taking all my silver and gold and converting to Bitcoin. And what they do is going to sink this whole economy. So that's why for years I've saved silver and gold, but now I'm taking all my silver and gold and
so that's apparently 11 months ago. I thought he still had a position, or a fairly significant position in metals, but apparently 11 months ago he said he's taking all of his metals. And so he missed silver's 200% move, and he missed gold's 70% move. And the price, I guess, of Bitcoin stayed the same during that time. I guess I don't know. I don't know what his position is or how he did there. Maybe he could share. I don't know. Micah Robinson says fiat to silver and gold is getting costly. I am moving to 45 ACP and 9mm Luger. Hey, have both. Yeah, those are both very precious metals indeed. I'm not going to judge you there. I'm not gonna say don't do that. Not at all. All right, now. So where was that? Here it is. This is back to my gold story. I wanted to share with the German thing. This is just a quick little snippet that I pulled up for you guys. But again, I did stories on this back then just to give you a little bit of background and a synopsis of some of what took place back then. And this is just one of the mentions. Between about 2013 and 2017, Germany moved 300 tons of gold from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York and 374 tons from the Banque de France. France? 374 tons from France back to Frankfurt, Germany. So back then we were covering this. We were talking about it. If you were on this channel, then you'll remember. And there is stories about this. And it was just painting a picture, giving us an idea what's coming in the decades. It's been a while. Ahead. So we have this stuff recorded. It's in there. You and I were talking about this back then. The operation was one of the largest physical gold transfers by a sovereign since the end of the Bretton Woods system in 1971. So back then, that was a huge move. Now we're seeing another huge move request. I can't believe they didn't get it all back then. I don't know why Germany would have left 100, what was it? 100 billion? I don't know why Germany would have $100 billion. It's probably worth more than that now. Why would they trust that to a bunch of bankers in New York? I mean, those are the last people you would want sitting on your gold. Those are just goblins that are not going to give it back. Rolf says, is that because Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Maybe it's because it was when Saddam flew his planes into 9/11. I don't know. Yeah, that's when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor. I love it. I love it. No, Rolf, it's when the Germans bombed December 6th? December 7th. It's when the Germans bombed December 7th over there in the Pacific somewhere. I don't know why they would trust us with their medals. I don't know. I can't answer that. But now they want them back for whatever reason. Losing trust in the Washington. Yeah, I'm surprised it took them this long to lose trust in Washington. They're just now, again, these are the experts. This is the best. These are the best minds they have in Germany. These are the people that rose to the top. They're in charge of the place. And it took them till, let me check my watch here. It took them till, what did it say there? January 23rd of 2026 to quote, trust in Washington is falling. I mean, everybody here came to that conclusion decades ago. I mean, I lost trust in Washington when I was probably 5, when I was cognizant. I mean, I'm pretty sure I lacked trust in them then. You see, you merely just came into the law. I was born distrustful of the government. In the womb, I despised and hated the state. You have only now begun to hate the state. You and I were baptized in hatred for the state. Especially this state. The way they do things. The PDF files and those they protect. Has anyone gone to jail yet? Has Pam Bondi arrested everyone yet? Or are we still waiting to get... I want to get the Felford again. How many get the Felford again award? Are we handing those out? Is there enough room on some people's chests to get pinned another fell for it award? Because they fell for it again. Nothing's happening. How many people... Here's the best part. Are people actually tuning in to Shiny Head, Dome Head Dan Bongino? I mean, the guy glows so... His head glows. He's the glowy whose head glows. It's glowing. The guy just glows now. Look at it. Look at his head. Dan Bongino. I mean, does he really expect anyone to take him seriously? He's apparently starting a podcast now, and he's telling people things. You know, he's going to spill the beans now. He's going to tell you what you didn't know. Because he's been there. He was in D.C. Okay, Dan. Okay. Now, I saw some talk about this. So we'll cover it quick. I think you guys want to. You know, everyone likes that fantasy of the shootout on their front porch. It's just inherent. It's deep within the marrow of our bones or in our DNA code. I don't know how all of these guys in the chat, I know all of you we have these, like The Mechanic with Charles Bronson. You know, we have these fantasies, right? Admit it. You guys you're safe here. You're on my therapy couch. You can admit you have violent fantasies. We all do. Come on now. We all do. Every man in this chat does if he's got the slightest bit of testosterone siege just surging through his body. He has them. Now, it's great to think about. Like, oh, you know, they're going to come get my silver and I'm going to sandbag my house. I'm going to set up an M60. I'm going to have barrels full of tannerite and cigar-smoking Indians on the front porch sculptured, but they're full of tannerite too. Garden gnomes full of tannerite. My whole damn neighborhood's going to be full of tannerite and I'm going to blow it up. I get it. It's funny. It's hilarious. It makes for a great meme, but it's not going to happen. Most people are going to comply just like they took the shot. Just like many other things. Comply, 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 you know. You'll do it for food. You'll get hungry enough, you'll trade it for food. Who knows what they'll do? States can become desperate, maniacal beasts. The Leviathan has no morals, and all you have to do is look at its resume, its track record and history, how many people it has starved to death, how many people it's shoveled into this meat grinder or this furnace or this mine to die. Need I remind you of the Potosi mine, that mountain Cerro in Bolivia, 9 million supposedly dying in the operation of extracting silver from there. Confiscations in history of gold. I mean, just every violation you can imagine, not only in this century and the last, but the ones preceding that. Deaths in Eastern Europe. Millions in the Holodomor starved to death. The Armenians, so much suffering in those regions. Rolf, remember the day of infamy, October 7th, 2023, when Joe Biden's father was almost killed on the kibbutz. Next, he'll be telling me the CPI is fake. Oh, moment of silence. Yeah, moment of silence. Moment of silence, everyone. No, the states, yeah, they'll even kill their own people, some states. They'll do stand-down order. I mean, you never know what a state might do. Governments have been known to do quite heinous things throughout history. I believe they killed over 220 million people in the last century alone, killed at the hands of the state. The most dangerous force on the planet is the state. Truly, nothing comes close to the most efficient eradication and control and abuse of people than the state. Speaking of the state, because this topic has come up, what about silver? What if they really need it? What if it is this critical strategic element, this critical mineral? Well, they'll probably come get it then. They'll figure it out. You never want to starve a beast. I mean, look, they didn't want you owning metals. They didn't want them as an investment position. They wanted to discourage it, so they have the largest long-term capital gains of anything on the planet, 28% in the United States. They do whatever they can to discourage and discredit it. Probably because they want it themselves. But if they do want to come get it, they'll just create penalties on either end. Believe me, they'll figure it out. These people have, if there's one thing they're good at, it's making legislation that sounds good that you will comply with. And ultimately, at the end of that is, if you don't, they kill you or put you in a cage. That is, in summary, that is government 101. You don't need to take a lot of classes to figure out what I just said. It's quite simple. It's very succinct. These people are good at one thing: designing legislation and wording it in ways and selling it and peddling it to the media and the propaganda machine to make it sound like one thing when it does another, making it sound really good and anyone against it is evil, making you out to be the bad guy. You might be the silver stacker. The silver holder might be the next scapegoat, the next domestic terrorist, the next bad guy, the next enemy of the state. Those who are trading with the enemy and must be controlled. They're threatening our freedoms. They're looking out for themselves at the expense of all. And they'll just do something. And then if you don't comply, they'll kill you, put you in a cage. So I get it. It's a relevant conversation. If the government wants silver, where it might go, what it might do, it is very pertinent. It's a valid concern and a talking point. We'll look at it. We'll just talk about a little bit of history on that subject. After I address Doug Williams' super chat, he goes, I have to use every ounce of self-restraint I have to not say told you so to every one of my friends and family who wouldn't listen when I told them to buy sub $20 silver. You did your best, Doug. And believe me, you are echoing in their ears every night when they lay their head on a pillow or when they wake up in the morning if they check the price of silver. It's echoing in their mind. So here's this Executive Order 6814. This is a breakdown. I want to get a breakdown. You can look it all up. There's links to it, but this is a breakdown summary of it. The mandatory delivery of silver issued August 9th, 1934 by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Context: Great Depression, aggressive federal control over monetary metals, both gold and silver. At this time, as you know, gold was confiscated. What the order required, the headline, EO 6814 required most silver in the United States to be delivered to the U.S. Treasury. And I need a little. I'm getting a delivery of tea here, so pardon me as I get my.
I don't know what happened.
This looks like some tea made it through the filter. It's okay. I can drink it. I don't think anyone ever died from drinking mint leaves. Okay, that included silver bullion, so bars, bullion bars, and things like that. Silver ore and concentrates, and refined silvers. The purpose was to allow the federal government to control silver supplies and prices and expand silver coinage. Who had to comply with this? Because that's a good question. Who? Like, is this for just businesses? The robber barons of the time? Who? Individuals, okay. Individuals. Businesses, okay, them too. Mining companies, banks, and dealers. If you possessed silver above certain exempted categories, you were legally required to turn it over. Now, they can make those categories be whatever they want. That could change quite quickly. Whatever they deem it to be when they're drafting that legislation that the media tells people is good. Rolf says, are you not entertained, though, with blatant lies? Thank you, Rolf, for the super chat. And Abdiel Lawrence says, time to audit the premiums at AppX. Time to audit the premiums. Though it's the free market. They're going to do whatever they want for the premiums. They don't know. I mean, these guys are trying to make money, too. In fiat. Hopefully, they're converting some of their profits back into metal for themselves, because eventually the game is going to be ended. The game of musical chairs is going to stop. When the music stops, everyone without a chair has to leave. If you're not able to sit down, you're out of the game. Because this is what it is. It's a game of musical chairs. And right now the music's still playing, so people are dancing around. That's great. Everyone has a good time, right? Well, when the music stops, you're going to need a chair, and that chair is going to need to be probably silver and gold. What you got in return, this is my favorite. They're going to get, remember, they pay you out. The Treasury paid a fixed price, roughly 50 cents per fine troy ounce. So they'll give you 50 cents. 50 cents an ounce. Maybe they'll change that today. Maybe it'll be $50. Or 100. Maybe it's $100. You got to turn it in tomorrow, or they'll kill you, put you in a cage. They'll give you $100 an ounce, but you got to turn all your metal in tomorrow. What do you do? How do you react? For anyone who has over 100 ounces, over 1,000 ounces. Some people might support it. Oh, I only have 500. I support that law. I don't have 1,000. F those guys. They're really rich. They just get people to turn on each other, see? No part of that law would be right. No part of that law would be just. It would just be overreach, statism. You must hate the state with all of your being, all of your core, the marrow in your DNA, everything within you. Your total soul must hate the state from the innermost being of your soul. The beacon within your heart must have hatred for the state. For hatred for the state is to be close to God. 50 cents an ounce. So who knows what they'll offer you. This was set by the government, not the market. This price was set by the government, by the way. Yeah, the government will set it. Because the government believes itself to be God himself. The government is God. And people who are statists, people who believe in the government, believe in the system, they vote. It's like the adult version of just sending Santa Claus your Christmas list. It's just the adult version of that. People voting. They believe in it. They have a faith in it. To them, it is God. To them, it is Santa Claus. And they believe in it. And they want their government, their God, to punish you. Because you have silver, they don't, and their God needs it. You must sacrifice your silver at the altar of the state, as if it was Baal or Zeus. You must light incense around it, and make your offering. Present your silver to the godderment. Rolf Steiner says, isn't it better to just let others think for you? It is. Let them think for you. Let the media, let the celebrities think for you. Do what George Clooney says to do. Do what Brad Pitt tells you to do. Put the needle in your arm and take the medicine. Because the celebrities told you to. Maybe they'll give you a donut at Krispy Kreme for your silver. Maybe they'll give you a donut when you go cash it in. They'll give you $100 and a donut. People will line up. Americans will line up, man. They'll bring them all of Grandmammy's silver. That's what they'll do. Again, this is a real historical situation. It did happen. And we know there was the gold confiscation. There was penalties for noncompliance, fines, imprisonment, forfeiture of silver, enforcement authority rested with the Treasury and the federal courts. Again, this is a topic we've looked into here before. This is one that people have discussed in these communities. And obviously it has consequences, right? It would have consequences. There's a big fear with this. Can the government confiscate silver? Will they do it again? I can't answer that. All I know is I can tell you what the behavior of government does and is, what government is capable of. It's a very disruptive force. It's a very abusive force. Many people consider their lives to be a non-consensual and abusive relationship with the state. That's what it's like for some people. There's times where it's absolutely abusive. There's times where it's less abusive than others in history, and there's times where it's quite oppressive. And I don't think any state, any government power is immune to overreach. And as we move closer incrementally to empire, the republic's been dead forever. And we see desperation in the state. I can tell you that doesn't bode well for us. It doesn't. Those are not a good recipe. Those aren't good ingredients. When you have a desperate, voracious, ever hungry, never satiated, all devouring state that doesn't really value rights, that'll take the guns and make the legislation later type of a thing. Take the bump stocks, make the legislation later, whatever. If you look at the track record of these men in suits and these marble stairs and these temples, these Greco-Roman temples where they practice law and draft these things, you'll see that most often people like yourself do not matter. We don't need to get too controversial. We don't need to get into a bunch of details here, but I'm reading a very good book right now. And it's a historical piece written in the 1860s. And the title of the book is Blood on the Marias River is what it's called. And it's a very personal story for me because I have been around that area at times. And I can tell you that the actions of the state, the actions of the government, the actions of soldiers in uniform, riding with the stars and the stripes, are most reprehensible, murderous, savagery, evil, pure evil, evil in its purest form. Satan incarnate probably danced upon that field that day. Quite evil. And I'm going to tell you that you might be the pagan people at some point in the future. You never know who's going to land on that side of the sword of the state. And it could be you. It could be us. It could be people who hold silver, people who hold gold, people who think a certain way. So I know a lot of people like to talk about, well, the key importance of silver, the critical story of silver and its role in technology, and the government needs it. All I'm going to tell you is this ever-devouring state, watch out. They might want more than silver. They might devour more than silver. They might want to devour your soul, who you are, your family, everything about you, your culture. And what's more valuable? Those things are silver, really. Some would say that they have already devalued things that are the most valuable. They have eaten away and stolen from us so much already, so much culture, tradition, values, lifestyles, history, traditions. They've destroyed them. And maybe it's silver they come for last. after they've already stolen our soul and who we are, as our culture lays dying on the battlefield of this history, this timeline. Maybe the last thing they do is they go through the pockets, take out the silver and the gold coins, and walk away. But hopefully, we'll see. Maybe things will collapse. Maybe it'll all just collapse at some point. Maybe the empire will die a heinous, chaotic undoing, like ancient Rome and many empires before and after, and it'll just disintegrate. And there'll be roaming tribes and bands and city-states arising. A new era, a new age. Who knows? Something else might happen. But out of the ashes of the collapsing empire, something might come about, something better. And that's what I can hope for. And that's why I hope for that scenario. That's why I don't think it's wrong to be an accelerationist. They hate it. They don't like it because it means their world's over. Their power structure's gone. They don't control you anymore. It's the entire illusion of their deity. It's like proving that it's wrong. It's pulling the curtain back on the Wizard of Oz. It's proving to a child that Santa Claus doesn't exist. And, kicking the head off some stone idol and telling some little primitive pagan that their idol is not real, their God is not real, and this or that. Whatever it is. All I'm telling you is when the statists that exist today and their religion and their halls and their temples are desecrated, and we look at the end of empire, well, I don't look at that as necessarily a bad thing. Sorry. That's probably why I'm different from some people. Rolf says, what sort of percentage chance are you currently seeing for the U.S. government to pay down $38 trillion of national debt at this stage? Is it less than 50%? I'd say it's zero. There's no chance that they ever will. And I think that's why there's certain things moving right now, certain parts of the economy and the world. I think that's why we're seeing certain things take place. I think that what we're witnessing gets back to that part of the story somewhat. That's definitely one of the symptoms of what you and I are witnessing in the price movements of metals even. Not only that, but inflation, increased money supply, economic activity that took place even 5 years ago is having an effect today. Russ Jordan, thank you as well for the super chat. Because 90% silver is legal tender, used for tax savings. Absolutely. Get the 90% stuff. Get the constitutional silver. There's a lot of it still available out there. Believe it or not, there is quite a bit of constitutional silver still available. I just picked up the other day, and this is no joke, 6 constitutional quarters, pre-64 U.S. quarters, 90%, about $14 a piece a while ago, so a couple days ago. And they were at that time they were $3 under spot. I don't even know what does a let's go see how I made out on that deal. Let's go see how I made out on that deal now. We'll go to Coinflation and we'll scroll down. We'll see what the quarters are going for. Pre-64 quarter. There we go. I get off my screens. There it is. 1932 to 1964 quarter. There it is. What do you got for prices on it? 1868. 1868.88. So they're about $18. Almost $19 now. I paid $14 for them. Made $5 for every pre-64 quarter I bought. That's actually crazy. That's psychotic. It's weird. I mean, silver shouldn't move like that. I mean, the fact that it was 2 days ago. I bought them under spot. I was in a shop somewhere. And multiple vendor booths, bowl of quarters out, and I sort through them. They're in slips, 1964, 1955, 53, whatever, and they were $14. Picked up a couple of them, and now they're $18.68. That was so again made, $3.68.
That was really wrong of you.
Yeah, it was. It was totally immoral.
You should have gone and told the vendors to watch silver prices. In fact, you should be calling every antique store.
I've been going, yeah, they should have paid attention. They should have moved their prices quicker.
It's on you to do that.
It's on them.
I
paid exactly what they were asking.
I had 10 people attack me for buying those Morgan dollars because I should have notified them.
Yeah, you should always notify them.
Yeah. No, I didn't take advantage. If that's the price they have, that's their business. I don't run their place. I'm not their boss. Hey, I'm not their boss. Hey, I'm just a customer. I don't know nothing. I'm just here to buy some quarters. That's a nice quarter. Hey, what do you got there? What is that, a 1964 quarter? $14 for that? Hey, I'll take that. Looks nice. Is there hope for an alien invasion from Somalia? We've already had it. We've already had the alien invasion from Somalia. Yeah, keep paying your taxes. We have to make sure we support the Somalian daycares. So pay all of your taxes. I encourage people to do that. You got to do that because you need to do what's right. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is the, there it is, 18. I got it. Now it's on the screen. That's the end of tonight's broadcast. Unless we got any questions or things you guys want to talk about, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my evening not looking at the metal prices. Let's see, Micah Robinson. Thank you for the super chat as well, my friend. And he says, you can get barber quarters and dimes at around spot now. Grab them. Grab them. Yeah. Get the pre-64 stuff. Just get it. If you see it, grab it. Stack it. To use a term that I hate. Now put it away. Make a little treasure chest and just fill it with pre-64 silver and consider yourself a pirate. You can dive into it like Scrooge McDuck.
Can we please tell the vomit story?
Oh, how the little kitty vomited on my coin? Kind of. Next to it.
Maybe. It could have been the Potosi ghost.
Yeah, so a little kitty. I have a little coin case that I keep some nice little coins in for, I can remind myself when I walk by, and friends that want to talk about history can look at them. And got some old historical shipwreck coins in there, some Potosi silver, which is pretty haunted. I mean, let's be honest, it's blood silver. It's the most haunted silver on the planet. I've given you history lessons on this, so you should know why I'm saying that. So I'm looking at my 1681 Potosi hammered 8 reals, and then I've got like an El Cazador one in there, another El Cazador 1 real, and they're like sitting there next to this little model ship. And I noticed yesterday, I came, and this is like a sealed little case, little hutch. There's like this little pool of what appeared to be bile on the glass in front of one of the coins. I'm like, what is this? Are you serious? I look in the case. I'm looking at the coin. I go in there. I reach, and there's like this little sticky substance in the bottom of a little holder. And at this point, I'm like, damn it! Someone has been in my coin case. What is this? What is this material? And I look up top, and there's a pool of vomit. On the top of the hutch. There was. I wiped it.
Okay, man, no. You're leaving this out on purpose. I had just wired that hutch.
You did.
And you had me go up there on a chair, take the whole top off again, and look in there. And I showed you there was no vomit in there.
I was convinced that there's a little vent up there, and somehow the little cat yacked.
The vent was clean.
I don't get it. I'm convinced somehow this cat
ghost
puked into the case. I looked around. I wiped the top of the case. I might have wiped it before Mrs. Maltby got to it. I don't think I did, though.
False.
There was all the dust was still up there. So whatever. I mean, you know what? Maybe one of the coins puked. That's Mrs. Maltby. Basically, there's a haunted coin. It's probably haunted. It's either seasick. It's lost at sea. It's seasick. Maybe it was the El Cazador coin. The guy yacked up some scurvy. I don't know. But maybe I have a haunted coin.
In a haunted cabinet.
But that's okay. It's a haunted cabinet. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's haunted. I don't care. I'm gonna keep it. I mean, what are they gonna do? Mess with me?
What are you gonna do if we walk in and there's more vomit one day?
I'll renounce it. I'll denounce whatever that thing is. Say, get out of my house, man. Man, you got to get out of my house, man, because you're not welcome here, man. Get out of my house, man. I'm not selling the place, man. This is a nice house. I got a garden, man. I like all my stuff. I'm not going to leave just because a ghost's here, man. He's going to leave. If one of us is going to move, it's going to be that poltergeist. Does America have enough gold for a golden dome? Rolf Steiner wants to know. I don't know if America has any gold left. I'd like to know. Maybe that's why Germany's asking for theirs. Maybe they don't trust us. Could that be it? Could that be it, Rolf? Do we have enough gold? I don't think so. Whatever happened to... Speaking of that, again, I'll ask again. No one even asks where the Fort Knox audit is. Orange Man and autistic ketamine boy, his sidekick, promised me an audit of Fort Knox. So, when was the last time autistic ketamine sidekick and Orange Man, when was the last time they mentioned auditing the gold at Fort Knox? Because I was promised that. It hasn't happened. I knew it was a bunch of jokes. It's like they're like scammers, man. They're like Indian scam callers. Truly. We would like to offer you a one-time only opportunity to vote at the Federal Reserve and maybe go look at the gold in the Fort Knox. Would you like to take us up on this free tour? If you give me your credit card information and your contact information and your social security number, I will book you a trip to the Fort Knox and you will get a free gold bar upon the retrieval of the race trip. Would you like to go on a trip with it? And people bought it. Americans, they answered the scam call from Elon and Trump. They took the call and they fell for it. It's another fell for it again award. And by the way, the Epstein list is still not out there. Has anyone even seen the Epstein list? The non-redacted version? What? Pam Bondi. Look, you dumb whore. You dumb, stupid whore. What is it you'd say you do here? What do you do here? What's your job? Do you have a function? Come on. Not a single person's been arrested. It's all the people that keep falling for this. And I'm telling you right now, there's a ton of them. It's pretty much everybody. Look at look at the precious metals community. Look at the channels that are out there. The normie ones, the NPC ones, the hobbyists, the collectors. Look at the ones that still think, they're going to justify it. They think autistic Elon and Trump are doing a great job. They're the best, man. They'd never lie, man. No, dude, this is interdimensional backgammon. It's not even fourth dimensional or fifth dimensional backgammon or 3D chess. This is interdimensional, transdimensional. This is working in parallel universes. This is the Janus dimension. This is cut your balls off, ride the comet dimension. This is crazy. This is cult-like behavior. This is insanity. These people are retarded. All of them. You realize you're governed by retards who are voted in by retards, surrounded as you walk down the street in a sea of bipedal monkeys, just these little mammals, mouth-breathing, low-forehead retards who vote more retards and support retards and start retarded businesses with retarded NGOs. And everyone's retarded. The whole thing is fake, gay, and retarded. So everyone says it's fake and gay. I get it, it is. But you have to start using the R word. It's fake and gay and retarded. And that's the truth. That's a fact. You can quote me on that. And it will continue to be so. The fakeness and the gayness and the retardedness will continue until the empire collapses. And then we can start anew and we'll have a renaissance.
Rolf Steiner says, could you please do a quick fundraiser for Israel? We'll send your super chat right to them.
Yeah, Rolf, I'll send your $2 to their Superdome, their dome, or you can maybe buy another red heifer.
Same with Ned Flanders. We're going to send yours too.
Ned, we'll give yours too. We'll give it all to Israel.
He says,
thanks, glad James is back. Glad James is back. Yeah, all super chats go straight to Israel. Right away.
Oh,
every single one of them.
Look at all these to Israel.
Too big to fail. Too big to go to jail, says Kevin James Hanford.
Right to Israel.
Straight to Israel.
In fact,
everyone goes straight to Israel.
Everyone throw down the Israel emoji.
Water like from a toilet, says Paul Walker.
Israel.
Water like from a toilet. Yeah, straight to Israel.
Throw it down. Israel emoji.
Yes, they were promised your super chats 3,000 years ago. Don't disobey them.
Yeah, Oliver 882K is right. He says YouTube already sends it there.
They probably do.
Probably do.
I'm on a watch list. I'm surprised the Mossad hasn't killed me yet.
Javier Stacked says Pax Retardia.
Pax Retardia. That's the name of the empire. That's it.
I love that.
Pax Retardia. We should make a coin.
Who would mint that? Nobody wants to mint our
the Pax
stuff.
Retardia coin?
Yeah, the Pax Retardia coin.
I don't know. Probably nobody. Pax Retardia. I need a really good.
We'll give you
image.
a mug that says PAX Retarded.
I wish I
That's
had
the
my
best
own
we
mint.
can
If
do.
I had my own mint, the coins that I would make would be. They'd be. I think they'd be the most controversial. Yeah, we'd take it to another level. One day, that'd be fun. That'd be great. I'd love to work in a mint with somebody because we could come up with some pretty fun coins.
Everyone's saying Golden State Mint. They were one of the first
we
to shut
approached
us
them in the
down.
past. They didn't. Yeah, I think they already have their own deals. But, ladies and gentlemen,
We do remember the New York City tunnels, Moyer and Invictus. In fact, it is your duty as a citizen, anytime you see construction happening in your town or community, you need to ask them, are there any tiny hats down there?
yes.
So that we don't forget. Don't stop noticing.
Yeah, we could make a fake and gay round. A fake and gay round. That'd be pretty funny.
So as a reminder for fake and gay stuff, the scam calls will be posted later tonight on the Maltby Channel tab if you are a channel member. And for those who weren't here earlier, they are scam calls that I recorded Junius doing without his consent or knowledge as he approaches scammers that call his phone almost nightly. So we'll have some of those every week for you.
Yes, so check it out if you're a channel member. Pay attention and come back, check the channel wall, the posts. I don't know what it's called. It's like the community tab or the post.
So.
I've never been like really into the YouTube interface. Like I'm not this like, immersive creator or this influencer guy. I'm not all about it. I don't even have a. This is the only place to even find me. I have no presence anywhere else on the internet, period. If you ever see anyone who's like claiming to be Junius Maltby, it's just not true. I've done a little bit in the past, but it's all gone. This is it. The only place to find me is here. It's the only place that I hang out with you guys. And that's just the way it is. I like to keep it simple, keep it here. I don't like to spend my time on the phone or on social media posting and editing and following. Here's it. You can find me on the tab here, the wall. I do have a Patreon presence because YouTube threatened so many times to destroy and nuke my channel. So we do exist on Patreon as well, and I appreciate all of you over there. I do. I truly do. You guys will be the first ones to know when this is gone, and it'll just be us over there on Patreon. One day that might happen. That might happen. Pay attention to that. So if, as an insurance policy, always remember you can find us on Patreon. So thank you, all of you. And thank you, Rolf, for your super chat, and Jazz Hands saying stop noticing. I can't help it, man. I just can't help. I just can't help but notice, my friend. It's impossible. How can you not?
How can you not see patterns? Pattern recognition is a survival instinct that we have developed over centuries. Pattern recognition is critical for survival. Therefore, I recognize patterns. I notice things. Sometimes even coincidences can be a pattern of behavior. Therefore, I pay attention to understand the future of what might be coming and what might be.
Matt Connor, welcome to Ancat's Pillar Dollars. And my friends, thank you for tuning in tonight. I hope you like Bane being on the channel sometimes. I feel like we're moving into almost Bane-like existence. So give me a thumbs up if you like Bane. And in the chat especially.
Bane versus Brock.
Bane versus Brock. Bane would smash Brock's back and break it in two. Thank you all for being here, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. Thanks for keeping this channel alive.
Thanks for those of you who checked out the new mugs and all the things. Earlier, some of you guys asked for pint glasses. I'll make one.
Okay, Mrs. Maltby said she'll make a pint glass.
So you can all have a shot to it.
That's a shot glass. They have.
Oh,
those
they
too.
have those too.
So you can do shot glasses and pint glass for these guys. These guys want them, you make them. Boom. All right.
In fact, those were on there.
Ted Butler rolled over in its grave and smiled, says Ned Flanders. All right, my friends. Thank you for tuning in to the Junius Maltby Channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great night. Go forth.
Enjoy the ice storm.
Do good things. And enjoy the ice storm. Watch out for ice, baby. The Iceman. Ice. Especially if you're Somalian. Better watch out for ice. Take care. Have a good night.